Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How's everybody doing today? I'm super excited about today's video. If you're brand new here, I am loving life freely here on YouTube, and I am so excited to talk about this week's topic, or today's topic. This is one of those topics that I've really been enjoying learning more about, and really just seeking God about just what it means in this topic. We're going to be discussing elegance today, guys. And one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this today is because my daughter and I were talking about this months ago. She lives in Montana, or actually in Washington now, and we were talking about elegance and feeling beautiful when you're wearing clothes, and what clothes make you feel beautiful. And so that could be a whole nother topic of conversation, but today it really got me to thinking about not just clothing, but elegance in my life and as a woman, because elegance is relating literally to a woman. I'm super excited. I've got some things I want to share with you. I've got, 6 things we're going to talk about today when we're talking about elegance and what elegance means. And the other thing was just how we can portray isn't the word I'm looking for. How can we be projecting elegance as women to people, our families, to the Lord, to our husbands, so on and so forth. So I thought I'd talk about this today. Let's first of all talk about what elegance actually means. I looked it up in the dictionary, and it says here, the quality of being graceful and stylish in appearance or manner, style. So, because I was really kind of curious what the definition of elegance was. If you look at society today, we don't really see elegance in the world today. In fact, if anything, we see things completely the opposite of elegance in society today. It kind of makes me think about, I'm reading books, Anna Green Gable. My husband gave me the series set. I was so excited for my birthday, and I've been reading them. I also own the movies, and I'm one of those women that I love movies in that era. The elegance and the women and how they communicated and just their appearance, how they kept their homesteads, and just their pure joy in showing elegance in what they did back in those days, to me is just absolutely stunning. I love watching movies like that. I almost feel like I should have been born back in that era, but God chose to have me here. So, but I just love that era where back in the 1800s and 1700s and even early 1900s, the elegance of women, it just isn't like that today. And I thought I would talk about how we can, as women, whether you know the Lord or not, we can, as women, can bring elegance back into our lives, or maybe take the, I don't even think it's a matter of bringing it back into our lives. God gave each and every single one of us women elegance. When you look at how our bodies are made, our forms, I mean, the woman's body, not to be crude, but the woman's body is an elegance in and of itself, right? Men look at women's bodies as elegance, as sexy, things like that, right? But when God looks at us women, how he describes even women in the Bible, there's an elegance to it. It's just beautiful. So I wanted to talk about how we can take that elegance, and if you were like me, hopefully you want to take the elegance God naturally gave you and bring it out more in your life like I do. And I'm sure many of you do. And not only that, but hopefully other people will see that, and it will be an encouragement to other women to want to do the same thing, because we need more elegance in our world today. We need more elegance from women, showing the natural beauty that God gave us. Okay, so in our home, let's talk about in our home. Let's talk about how we interact with our husbands first of all. And this is a huge one, you guys. I think this is one of the most important aspects of elegance that women need to express, is towards our husbands first and foremost. Now, if you're not married, if you're single or you're separate, I don't know what your situation is, but if you do not have a man in your life, or if you do have a man in your life and not married, I think no matter what your status is, it's important to express these characters and these features, right? But if you are married, now this is going to be controversial for some people because in society today, it's the opposite of what I'm going to share. There are so many women out there who are married that are trying to literally outdo everything that their husband is doing because they feel that, well, if my husband could do this, then why can't I? Now, I know I'm going to step on some toes here. I'm stepping on my toes here too, guys, because we're so conditioned to the way the world and society views women these days, which is not elegance at all. It's completely the opposite. There's so much push for women to look just like men or to act just like men, to be just like men, and we can do everything that men do. And that's not what God gave us as a natural tendency, guys, gals. It just isn't. And in the society right now, it's such a big thing for women to be able to do exactly what a husband or what a guy does. You know, just, well, we can do just what they do, and we can be just like them. And what I'm trying to say is there are some things that as women we can do just like men, but let's be realistic here. There are some things that we shouldn't because we are not built that way. And there are some things that we shouldn't be because we should be desiring to be more of what God naturally intended us to be is women. Okay? Now, for example, I go out and I mow the lawn for my husband because he has a very, very busy schedule. He still mows the lawn himself, but he also has issues with his hands sometimes. And because when he mows the lawn, it causes a lot of pain in his joints because he's working through some joint issues. I will go out and mow the lawn for my husband because it helps my husband, and I'm serving my husband in the way where I can help him by mowing the lawn for him. Because it's a problem for him to do it with his hands. When he mows the lawn, it causes, vibrates on your hands when you're pushing a lawnmower. And after he's done, his hands just ache. So I mow the lawn often for him in service to him because it's something that is hard for him on top of his work schedule, his school schedule, his things he does around the house, and all the other things he's doing as our head of the house to take care of things here. I mow the lawn for him to serve him in that way and also to be a blessing to him and to the Lord so that he doesn't have to have pain in his hands mowing the lawn. But there are certain things that my husband does that I just don't do because it's not necessary for me to do because it's his role as my husband to do those things for me. So anyway, let's move on. Okay. Question for you. Do we truly appreciate the feminine way that God made us? And again, society has enforced and pushed so much that women don't look at the feminine way that we're created. I mean, ladies, we are feminine creatures. It's flat, simple, and period. When you look at a woman, she is a beautiful feminine person that God made her. You can't get around this, okay? But outside of that, I want us to look at the way a woman's appearance is, but it's also her heart. It's who she is. When she's cooking, when she's taking care of her husband, when she's taking care of her kids, there is an elegance to that. And I think in society today, it is being so enforced that if a woman is trying to be elegant, she's being belittled and talked down on because she's trying to be what God naturally made her to be. When folks are around us, do they feel a warmth about us? When you're around people, do people feel a warmth of elegance about you? And I'm not talking about what you're wearing, I'm talking about who you are as a person. And I have to work on this, guys. My natural personality, unfortunately, I'm a very forward person, and I'm working on that. Guys, that is not a positive thing for me. I'm really working on not being just out there verbally. I'm a very outgoing person, and I'm a very expressive person. I love sharing how my convictions about things, and sometimes I can get too into it where I am not showing elegance about who I am and what I feel. So there's a difference between sharing your convictions and sharing yourself of who you are, but also having a gentleness and an elegance about it, not being forceful, but just sharing. And that's something I need to work on. All right, another one is true beauty starts from within, guys. I believe this wholeheartedly. It also talks about this in the Word of God. That true elegance starts from within. Who we are inside, that true elegance that God made us women to be. And I want to share, and when we're talking about this, we could definitely be talking about the fruits of the Spirit. So I did pull up, let me see here, fruits of the Spirit. So I want to share these with you really quick. So, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And when I read these, to me, I just see elegance in all of those. There is so much elegance in all of those things, all of those traits, in how we are towards our husbands, towards our friends, towards our community, towards our kids, how we maintain our house, how we help friends, all of it. I just think there's such an elegance in all of those traits, and I pray on a daily basis that I show those traits and honor God in those traits on a daily basis in everything that I do, and that I honor God in everything that I do in those traits. And I think those are such important traits to think about on a regular basis, if not daily. Lord, am I showing elegance in these things? Am I being the beauty of a woman that you created me to be in these traits on a daily basis? And I'm constantly working on them, because like I said, guys, I have faults just like everybody else, and I'm constantly working on self-control and a few of those things. So that's something I'm always working on. This is the sixth one, guys. Our God-given value as women and what it brings to our homes. This is so important, guys, because as women, our heart is what our home is. What I mean by that is, if you're constantly contentious, irritable, moody, argumentative, depressed, self-absorbed, it's all about you. If we're constantly being that in our homes, we're not showing, that, first of all, the fruits of the Spirit traits. We're not showing elegance in what we're doing. And our home isn't a warm atmosphere. When we're cooking for our families, do we have a joy about cooking? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm one of those women that I have to work at cooking. I'm not naturally good at cooking. I've had to work at learning recipes, how to cook better. And I'll ask my husband, honey, did this taste good? And if it didn't, I'll ask him, how would you recommend that I tweak this to make it taste better? Because my husband is actually a really good cook. And in some things, he's better at things than I am. So if he's like, maybe not cook it as long as this, or maybe try this, I'm like, yeah, I'll try that next time. Being open to critique in certain things from our husbands or friends to be better at something. I'm not a good baker. I've never have been. I can bake, but I'm not as good at, like my middle daughter. She's fantastic at baking. But cooking, caring for our homes, being a helpmeet to our husbands, again, in any way that I could be a helpmeet to my husband, I hope that I express a elegance to that in what I do, and I am working on that, because like I said, even when I'm communicating with my husband, there are sometimes that I get kind of a little bit of an attitude because things aren't going the way I want. That is not elegance. I really need to work on my attitude and having an attitude of, okay, if it's not working right now, maybe it's a later, or how can I improve things to be better in this? There's an elegance to that. There's a way of dealing with things that aren't going our way without throwing a temper tantrum or saying, hey, I'm not happy about this, or however we express ourselves in a negative way. There's better ways to handle that. Bringing warmth to our homes, and whether it's decorations. Right now my house isn't really decorated because we're in the process of remodeling our home. So, but it's not just decorations, guys. It's like when your husband comes home from work, is there a warmth in your home when he walks in the door? When my husband walks in the door, unless I am knee deep in something or busy in something, if I can't stop what I'm doing, he knows, okay, that's fine. But when my husband comes home, I often try to greet him at the door, give him a kiss. Hey, honey, it's good to have you home. And almost always, dinner is either almost ready or ready to be served, or it's already on the table, ready to go. There's a warmth when he comes home that, hey, my wife is receiving me. I'm home. And we are, we're ready to have food. We always eat dinner as soon as he gets home. And then we already kind of know what we're doing in the evening, or we're discussing things we're doing in the evening, or if we have something planned, we eat dinner, and then, okay, we do what we planned on doing. I try to make sure that there's a warmth when he comes home, that his wife is excited that he's home, because I am. When my husband walks in the door, even at lunch, he comes home for lunch every day. His lunch is always ready to go. It's ready to serve, and it's just, I like to greet him at the door, and here's your lunch, honey, welcome home for lunch, that sort of thing. Our husbands love that. Husbands love when they walk in the door that the wife is just warm and inviting, and she's happy to see him. That's a big thing. I think it's a very true elegance for us women to express that and show our husbands that we love that they're home. I know I do, and I hope that you do also. Being a helpmeet to my husband any way that I can. If we're doing something or figuring something out, if I can help him in any way in that, without not being my part as a wife and crossing line and doing things that he does, I do that. Y'all know that I run a business from home. But when I run my business from home, it does not in any way, shape, or form keep me from my home duties. What I mean by that is still laundry and caring for the house and vacuuming and cleaning, caring for the meals, the dishes, and any other aspects of house cleaning. If he needs me to do something, I make sure that I get that done in a timely manner so that it's taken care of for him. So my duties, even though I run a business to help with income, because we both feel as a couple that it's better to have more than one income, so we have multiple ways that we bring money into our house. And I have one of those ways that I do that, but it doesn't come over me being a homemaker first and foremost, being a wife, being a mom, and taking care of our family member that's living with us. All that comes first for my business. So I arrange my schedule in my life on a daily basis to be able to be a helpmeet to my husband in doing those things, but it doesn't prevent me from doing my priorities as a mom and a wife and a housekeeper and maintaining our home. So I hope this was a blessing to you guys. I think elegance is one of those beautiful words out there, and I do not think that it gets enough credit in our lives as women to be elegant in what we do and how we carry ourselves and our homes, towards our husbands, towards the Lord, towards our friends, all of that. I think we need to bring a lot more elegance into our lives. Tell me in the comments below how you bring elegance into your life, or if you have thoughts on this topic. Feel free to leave comments down below. And guys, I look so forward to you for our next video. Thank you so much for being here, for joining us. Please feel free to give this video a thumbs up if it was a blessing to you. Feel free to, like I said, make a comment, send a comment below. Share this with a friend. And guys, we'll see you next time.